Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain back for some more Dungeons & Dragons Online. So again, we are here in Meridia in the Vale of Twilight. If you're not sure how to access, you can check out my other video for Creeping Death. But essentially, the easy way to get here is off the airship. And you can also get here through the Slayer area, which is located through the 12. Now this quest here is given by Lyra, and is a very difficult quest due to the Abishai. If you've watched any of the other ones, you'll know how much of a pain they can be, and this one seems to be the worst in Heroic. Alright, so you'll also notice a nice little reappearance of our beautiful succubus there. Alright, so the first thing you need to do when you get in here is we need to head across and out. Now, sometimes you can find the iron key in the water, so just use a quick Q and E just to see if you can see that key. If not, you are going to continue around as it's posting it around the corner here. So there's our iron key over there. Now, throughout this area, you will also find various heralds. They're fairly easily noticeable, and all you need to do is interact with them, and you'll be able to rescue them there. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so here's our first little David Knight. So this is what they'll look like. When you interact with them, they will get up, and we'll be able to continue from there. So again, iron key can be in the water there. It can actually also be in the water down here. Now, once you have the key, I do recommend to poke your head in the water. We can actually swim through the hole here. And at the very end, it's a little kind of breath of water. And we can pull the lever here for the giantish device. And we're now shielded from Dominion. So, meaning at the end fight, we can't actually have our characters dominated. So it'll definitely assist in that. Now from here, you use the key on this gate, allowing you to proceed inside. Now from here, we're going to have some Abishai. So you do want to hop in. Now I personally prefer to fight here. As you'll notice, they all come running right around. But we do have a Carnage Reaper, so... And with the exception of the Hellcats, which are very fast, these guys come around at a lot slower pace, plus they like to get stuck on the edges. Ooh. And obviously stuck on the edges, they're going to be attacking the walls, not actually getting to you. This allows you to get some free shots off on them and deal some damage in an easier setting because you're not fighting them all at once. Now they do still hit hard, so you do still gotta watch out. We got one less guy here. Alright. So once they are all defeated, you can start heading in. As you approach this far side here, these Abishai above you are actually going to descend and start attacking. So do just watch out, and you may get a Carnage Reaper too. Alright, so there we are. So as you can see, we were able to find a DR bypass with good. Alright, so now that we've got, for the most part, there is still a blue up there, but he's gone invisible. You do need to find a crest of the wolf, which will be somewhere in here. It can sometimes be actually back here. Alright, and yes, you can also find a crest of the snake, which you do need in order to continue, and that will be located again back there, or somewhere within this area. Now, it is a very small area. It will be an easy to get to area. They don't really make you jump. Once you have both crests, you want to head to the top. Now, once you're at the top, before you actually place in your sockets, you can actually hop across the building. You will usually find one or two, in our case we got two here, of these Astral Devas. Four are optional here, and you will find them on the rooftops. Once you have them, again, just hop down. We're going to head back to the top here and place in our crests and head on forward. Now, you'll see as soon as you get in here, we do run into a whole bunch of enemies, some of which are actually fighting on our side, or rather, allies. And that will be these humans. Now, as you see, they do die, so just watch out. They're not a supreme force, but they definitely help and provide damage, you know, basically damage distractions. Alright, so you want to continue in. Now at this point you have two directions. Now you'll see right from here, these guys are just rushing right in at you. I personally, I like to drag them back to our little damage sponges just to get their assistance, because why not? Alright, we got two little hidey guys. There we go. So once you have those guys down, you actually want to head off to your right and head in here. It'll be similar to the first section that you've gone in. And what I recommend, if you are able to, is pulling these guys up to where you're standing here. And doing so carefully, as there are a lot. And obviously you don't want to get overwhelmed. Now, dragging them back too far can be dangerous as they will rubber band. But as long as you're careful not to go too far back, and even if you get just a couple of kills, it does help to have them rubber band back and forth. That way you're not fighting too many at once and can just slowly make your way in. So now at this point we've killed a lot of these ones. We can hop down. And finish taking on the ones here. So once we got those ones, we can grab some of these ones. And rather than fighting both groups at once, now it's just the one group. Alright. So the other thing we have here, far south wall, kind of at the back, we have a bunch of crates. On the other side of the crates, we do have a random locked loot chest. Now this chest is always here, so by all means go ahead and grab. Oh, and looks like our friend tracked us down. There we go. We also have up top here a captain and another one there. So those will be our last two downed Archons. Now the easy way to get up is of course to just hop from up top and go ahead and grab them. As you can see, get a little bit of XP, nothing major, but it's free XP and they will help fight. Now at this point, we have one last Hellcat, as well in the sky here. We will also have a few more Abishai, which will spawn in when we get towards the end here. Now if you go far enough back, they're actually going to kind of all fly straight up in the air, making it so that all you got to do is range them. They're not close enough to melee. They're not even going to try and come after you. Every now and then, as you see, they do fly down. But for the most part, now you're just dealing with them one at a time. Or three if you happen to have, improved precise shot or however you're going through that there. But this will just help you get those extra kills. And of course, there's just that many less things you got to deal with. Once everything is dead, you need to head back up the stairs and continue on. So this section here is completely avoidable. It does provide you with the last of the downed Archons as well as a few extra kills to pad for that total conquest. Now from that room, you want to head straight across, and you're actually going to come across a door here. Inside you're going to find more assistance, friendly assistance, as well as some shrines. So if you need to shrine, go ahead and use. If not, you're going to want to continue to the west and down the stairs. Right at the bottom, just a horde of Abishai. And again, if you need, go ahead and drag them back to your friends. They will assist in killing, if required. It seems we got two guys who were able to sneak away. Now if you notice, you can see their little patterns in the air, which would be around their fists and their mouth. Alright. So we're going to continue here, and we'll see our beautiful Melicia at a gate. Once she's done and she's walking away, she'll open up her door here, and we just continue. Now again, a door directly to our left. Inside of it, as you see, there are a bunch of Abishai. And there we go. So once they are defeated, we got some breakables. We also have a lever to pull. And there we go. So the next bit, we're going to head off to our left here, heading again further west, and we have some enemies right in here. Alright, once they are defeated, we can head north, and we have a puzzle here. Now, the puzzle is super simple. Again, I recommend solving puzzles from the back, working your way to the front. Ooh, to go right here. And for this one, you just kind of work around the edge, and it'll get you there. Solving it, we'll unlock our lever. There we go. Now we do have a couple more directions to head, so we can head directly south here. And this will send us down to fight some slots. Oh. And as you can see, they are quite tanky little toads. Oh. Seems we've gotten a little extra aggro. Oh, and of course he hit me with a Melf's acid arrow. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so what had happened was when we had come back after going forward, it had spawned in a second wave inside here, and that's what got us. So what we're going to have to do is I'm actually going to have to run back this way. Kind of get our hirelings over here kind of in a safety net. And head over there to get a resurrection. Alright. I want good. Alright, well. Let's poke him. So yeah, it's one of those situations where you don't want to pull too many people at once, because it can be quite fatal. But a little bit on their own, and it's not terrible. And we were so close. We only had a couple of guys left. Oh well, it happens. Alright, so from the end here, I want to head off to the west. And at the end, again, more Abishai, more slots. But this one, they're at the end of a hall. So I love this factor because I can just sit at the end and just rain destruction. Alright, so now that that first initial welcoming party is defeated, right around the corner, we are actually going to have some additional ones spawning in, and kind of wave 2. Alright, there we go. So yeah, tough fight, but what you'll do, it'll get you into here, which does have a crest of the scorpion, as well as a lever up top here that you do need to pull. Now at this point, we do have another optional. This one is, again, purely optional, and is actually located in the water here. And I believe it's chaos damage. If not, is lawful damage. But there is a guy at the end. Just gonna give myself some spell points back. There is a guy at the end, which does have kind of an angel there at the end of the water. Yeah, it's there's honestly, it's one main tough boss. There's a little bit of trash, but the trash itself is not much to worry about. And honestly, the fighting in this main room here is truthfully a lot harder. But if you are still worn out, it is brutal before heading on in. So we're going to head through the water all the way to the end. And then we're going to head up. And here it is. So there's our guy. It is not lawful. So the first thing, you want to take out the trash. Alright, so it's not lawful. Ooh, you know what? Evil. Not evil. Okay, so yeah, it's also good. Alright, so there we are. We got a bypass. And we'll just weigh into them. Again, they got a lot of hit points. And truthfully, not worth a lot of experience. Now, we do have a chest, but it's nothing major. Like, there's no named loot, no nothing like that. But it does give you access to another set of shrines. So, in my opinion, it's almost worth it with that aspect alone, especially with how difficult this quest is. Having a couple extra shrines here and there, definitely worthwhile. Alright, so let's get some new good. Let's get a new death ward. If Shira wants to come back for a death ward. Alright. And then you just need to swim back and head on up. So now we have one crest. We still need one more. And to get that one, you know what? I see that Orthon over there hiding behind the shrines. I think he is stuck. There we go. Alright. So now, we actually want to head down this long hall here, which is actually where those guys had teleported from. So while we were in that shrine room, we must have been close enough to them to get their aggro. Alright, so heading down this path, we do have a trap. And in the very end, we will have our second crest. Now that we have both crests and have pulled all our levers, all that's left is our end fight. So we're just going to backtrack just a tiny bit more to this room, and we're going to head north. So the levers that we pulled open up the door here. Alright. And then our crests we need to place in here. Now here is our end fight. Again, we gotta fight Milicia. And while you're fighting her, she is going to spawn in a whole bunch of trash. Now I do recommend, if you are able to, is to kill that trash as fast as possible, as it can definitely add up. And the fight itself is rough. Now there have been in the past kind of safer spots, one of which being you can hop up here and actually hop all the way up if you have the jump to up top there. Obviously at this time I do not have the jump. Sure, almost has the jump, but being up here is still dangerous, as a lot of these enemies in here do have ranged damage. And as you can see, we have several portals here. So it's just really dangerous and really rough. You really want to focus her down and the trash down as fast as you can. Again, keeping in mind that a lot of these enemies in here, including Milicia, have reduction to good damage. Now, as you'll see, she does have that aura. That aura is painful. Alright, so here we are just beating her down. We got our first wave spawning in. So down goes Milicia there. Does seem we got a second wave spawning in there. So the waves are essentially timed. Kill the waves quick enough, or kill her quick enough, it won't actually end up spawning in the waves. Now, as you notice, it did take us 29 minutes to get through, and even with the death, we still walked away with almost 33,500. So it is a really good XP quest. And at the end, again, we have a really nice chest with some fairly decent named loot, such as this helm here, Boundless. As you can see, it is really good for a caster style. And there are a few others, but I'm actually going to keep that there. Alright. I'm going to pass that along to one of my other characters. Alright guys, well, thank you so much for watching. It's been a blast, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one all.